Hello! Welcome back to Defender's Quest. Last time we made quite a bit of progress. I also went back and did this on whatever the hardest difficulty, it's extreme, which I'm not going to be able to do here. I cannot deal with the armor. But we are going to do advanced. I did this a couple more times. I didn't really need too much. It's not necessarily about the levels, although I did get a few levels. It's mostly about the money or scrap right now. I leveled up Frenzy some. I got more swiftness. Yeah. With this bow alone, Keta can basically solo the top route in that one map on Extreme. So it's a pretty dumb bow. But we're going to... Well, first we're going to read the journal. We have 2 entries here. Oh, and an addendum to Keta. Okay. That's why there was a space there. If we're going to do that, we're going to read that, and then we're going to do the battle here. Let's see what do we get out of it. Just more scrap and experience. Cool. This is also first time only. I think that kind of goes without saying, but you can see here, if I go back, these are crossed out. Obviously, you're not going to get more of the weapon. That would be really good, actually, but you don't get the extra experience. But anyways, let's read the journal. The addendum about Keta. Last night, Keta woke me yelling in Nomad. At first, I thought perhaps she was dreaming of the destruction we so recently witnessed, images which continue to haunt my own waking mind. However, as I summoned up my meager command of the Nomad language, I realized that the cry roughly translated to, "Woman of questionable moral quality, he is mine." Having delivered this somewhat confusing message, she then ripped out a handful of my hair, stuffed it under her pillow, and promptly fell asleep again. Keta has been uncharacteristically apologetic, even going so far as to show me how to braid horsehair into my own masked bald spot. She claims that she has no idea what dream prompted the outburst. I remain unconvinced. Okay, so Laxos. Laxos? We witnessed a strange nomad ritual while at Laxos. A new child had been born to the chief of the Karada, a small but still functional tribe. The parents presented the child before 2 large wooden idols. The chief produced a small block of wood which he laid on the head of each idol and then on the head of the child. He then took out a small knife and carved the block, allowing the shavings to fall over the infant's face. Having finished his work, he strung the carving on an animal sinew and placed it around the child's neck. There was a great cry, and all at once the tribesmen in attendance began dancing and chanting and celebrating in typical raucous nomad fashion. I never saw what it was that the chief had carved. I later asked Keta what the ritual meant, and she produced a small wooden fox from around her neck. She said her spirit was the servant of her tribal gods, given at birth as a guardian and guide to be buried with her at death to guarantee safe passage into paradise. Just as the tribal gods were given out by the Creator at the time of the tribe's genesis, so the personal spirits were given out to each member of the tribe at their birth. I asked Keta if losing a personal idol was as catastrophic for the individual as losing tribal idols is for the tribe. She smiled and showed me 7 idols she had taken from enemies, explaining that now their souls would spend many ages struggling to find paradise on their own. I asked if it bothered her to have done this to her fellow nomads, and she gave me a glassy look, asked if it bothered me that my ears were way too big for my face, and then walked off singing about eating goat's tongues. Someday I am going to hit her in the head with a rock. Okay. Journeys. I am growing more skilled at walking and riding simultaneously. There is little else to do as we journey. Save listen to the endless prattle of my companions, or think on the terrifying mystery of the enemy that pursues us. 2 activities from which I would welcome any distraction. Hence this journal. I'd never fancied myself a traveler. All of my 23 years were occupied in the capital and its surrounding locales. My childish wanderlust was sated by the written word. In those idle moments of daydream, when I did entertain fantasies of travel, I always thought it would be to our Western brethren. How interesting it would be to follow the temple pilgrims on their homeward journey. Men of the mountains, dark as nomads, and beyond them men darker still. People of the sea, all united by the way of Selenad? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. 7 kingdoms bound together by the truth of the fountain. If I sought the fear and excitement of heathen lands, I needed only to look at the great map of Casimir Zentbar's travels that hung across the library's north wall. There my eager eye could journey to the north into the realm of Carcasians, who we speak of as a single people, but are so many and varied that Gozal the Elder claimed any 3 of their city-states would feel as different as Ash, Quaid, and Nomad. And beyond them, the heathen of the heathens, the fantastical terrors of unknown shores, and the great mountain on which Casimir inscribed the legend, "Here there live the Eaters of the Moon." What a dismal comparison my current journey makes, here at the doorstep of Ash, where all things familiar turn grim and terrible. Alright then. That was a lot of reading. Let's do battle. This should go pretty easily, actually. I think we get more starting psi the higher Azra's level is. I could be wrong. Let's go a little faster. Honestly, pretty easy so far. It will not always be easy. But you can see she's chewing him up with that bow. Right. I don't remember what we get out of this. I think just extra experience. More swiftness. Alright. Yeah, that's all we got. I could attempt this, but as soon as these come out, I'm not going to be able to handle them. They don't have a whole lot of health, but I'll do, like, no damage. Be some really good armor, though. What about this battle? I could possibly do this. What level even am I now? 8. That would, be a little risky. Oh, I just now realize there's a thing there. So yeah, this would be pretty tough. But we can do this one. I don't know if I'm going to show off all of these. I guess if anyone really cares that much, let me know. Otherwise, I guess I'll just do them off screen and have all the rewards. It's basically grinding. Just repeat these things, even on the higher difficulties. It's the same maps, just different enemies. I think we're moving faster. Yeah, they're not even getting down to these two. Yeah, that bow was dumb. Sure, more double hit damage. for you. Get some more crit rate. Need to keep that up as well. I don't think I can take that. There's something about... Okay, so I believe the water enemies that come out of here will just go along the water. I can't... No, I know what it is. They come through here and just go south. That's what makes this one so difficult. Well, we can get the Chieftain's Tunic. I don't know who will wear that. I think that bow is actually kind of carrying me right now. Alright. Oh. So here we only get passives. That's level 10. Okay. Critical chance to flurry. That would be really good. So is also bleeding. Let's go with crit. This brilliantly colored nomad tunic is crafted from heavy wool and ornamented with ornate embroidery. The hem of the garment depicts the continuously winding roots of the world tree. I may not read all of these either. They seemed pretty unique the first time. So who gets this? I guess you. All right. I'm not overly concerned about that, getting just extra money. But now we can definitely afford new rangers. Let's get one more. I don't really need to. The max is, I believe, 6 of each. You can see in, it's actually kind of close to my second one. That's actually kind of close to Keta. You could see in some of those fights that I just didn't need my last two Berserkers. Right, yeah, I fully equipped them up. I didn't need them, but I'm gonna have them, so I might as well use them. Or have them ready. Oh, I already have 2. Hang on. Oh, I didn't equip. Okay. So that 2 includes what's equipped. Alright. So we're good to go. Just that. Okay, so we got a battle here. Still got a fair bit of scrap. That's good. I don't know if there's going to be something else between here and the monastery. Pretty sure that's the monastery. Only thing that looks like one. Unless it's that. That might be the monastery, actually. This might be something later. Anyways. Start. Nope, I cannot handle the armored. And we have 3 routes. At some point there's 4. That'll I think that's only in some advanced and extreme, though. Here we are, the chapter house of the 7th branch of Selene. That's the monastery? What, you were expecting something else? I just thought it would look more like the royal temples back in Ash. Well, I can't chant. Well, I can chant if that would make it feel more temple-y. I'm not going to attempt that. I'm sure it sounds terrible. It just looks more like a fortress than a temple. Indeed, for there are many dangers in the pit. You think that old fool sitting behind his walls can save you? You are cut off. That monastery might as well be in the furthest reaches of the Quaid Empire, for all the good it will do you. Revenant, cut them down. That's sudden. I want him there. I probably don't need the rest of them. If anyone gets through the front line, Slack will cut him down. Also this guy. Nesk. Right now, the Rangers are really doing work. I don't think they're really even going to affect the armored guys. At least not until I get much higher level. Alright. Level ups all around. Okay, now she gets, she can do bleeding and poison. Definitely more range. Let's get more frenzy. The gate is open, quick, before they can regroup. Everyone into the monastery. Once again, we owe you our lives, Honorable Elder. I act for myself as much as for others. You do not know your own importance. One who can travel into their world. Please, if you can explain any of the events of the last week to me. There is much to say and little time to say it. The enemy army still sits at our gates. At least tell me this, to whom do I owe my life? Bakal? I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. A soft-spoken old monk seeking forgiveness for his sins. Right, and we're immediately going into another battle. Honestly think he can benefit from that more. Because he's going to have to be closer. So let's, that's not what I wanted. So let's buy her the bull tunic. Yeah, okay, you can't even sell the unique item. And then we can't get any staves for him. Staves? Whatever. So he is a healer. And Ether Flash does damage. I don't... Okay, Holy Light also does damage. So blue is healing or buffing or whatever, and red is offensive. Oh no, I definitely don't want to do higher. This is a boss fight. We got an unknown. Okay. Alright. Let's begin. Enough. My Revenant are destroyed, and I'm not about to send my men to storm that monastery wall. That is exactly what you are going to do. No, my friend, we are done. A pox on you. This steel of yours has cost me a fortune. It will cost you a little more. It will cost you a little more yet. What? You should have watched your food more closely. A little poison, and you were just one more corpse to pour my will into. Ah, my lord, what do you desire? My children, I have a task for you. You can recall defenders from battle to regain some psi and place them elsewhere. To do this, select the defender and click recall or press delete. Before the enemy wave arrives, recall returns 100% of your psi. Okay, we're going to pause. So what this wants us to do is basically line this up, and then line this up, and then line this up, and then line this up. Kind of be doing that. He's only level 3. Don't let that fool you, he has almost 4,800 health. And he has a little bit of armor. No, let's, okay, this is something I mentioned. So I said that, like, part 1, I spent the psi, and I can recall them, and I did not get it back. I have to unpause it, and then it comes back. Let's put him here. No, let's put him here. The archers. She's probably still going to carry me. I don't think I want to spend that much on my my units, because I'm going to have to recall them. Okay, let's go. He's also going to move extremely slowly. Not just because this is 1 times. You can kind of hear a tick. That is the sound of armor. Yeah, but I'm chewing through him. Yeah, the few extra levels I gained are helping a lot. Yeah, and I just won. So all you have to do is beat the boss. So I probably actually could handle that at the higher difficulty, which I may actually try right away. And you still get experience even if you aren't actually in the fight. The last of the force is broken. We are free for the moment. This is not over, friend. What's that? Now your dead servants do your speaking as well as your fighting? You see now that I cannot be stopped. Hand over the girl and this temple house may be spared. Zelemir, the man you once were. Man, you say. What can you tell me of being a man? You who watch the world end behind monks' robes and monastery walls. You would keep your hands clean in the sea of blood? I do not have the luxury of your morality, my friend. I will do whatever it takes to save our world, no matter what the cost. This is salvation, the death of millions. The sea of blood is your own creation. The death of some may save the world. The death of some may save the whole. If I could learn to read. A sacrifice you made yourself, as I remember. On several occasions. Zelemir. Enough. I speak now to the one called Azra. What do you want? You can save countless lives by surrendering now. You are too dangerous to live. Come with me and you will save thousands, perhaps even millions of lives. The Order will never betray one who has entered its walls. Very well. Farewell, friend. I will return. Right, now we actually have the monastery. Do I attempt the higher level boss fight? It's just for more scrap and experience. I think I will attempt it just so I can show off what the battle actually wants you to do, because I didn't really get to do that. I'll just slow it down. Yeah, you see I'm doing much less damage to him now. He has 9 armor now. I'm still kind of chewing him up, but not exactly. I think he, say it? Oh, he also does infinite damage to Azra if he reaches her. Okay, so he can... Okay, it doesn't actually show me what he's immune to. I don't know. Oh, I didn't really get to show off Frenzy before. I actually used it in one of my grinding to speed things up. That's what it does. It flashes the screen, and they move faster. Frenzy is very useful. He's just about outside of his range. Just call him. We got this. I'm going to speed it up. And I put the priest in a place where you can get the corner, the outside edge, so we can hit him for longer. Go ahead and get that. I want at least one in everything, even if I don't particularly care for something. Although so far, there's not really anything I don't like. Go ahead and get poison for her now. Chance to blind. What's buff his attack? Oh, he got 2 levels. Okay. Go ahead and get blind then. Okay. I guess let's do the monastery, and then I'm going to call the part. I think for now, unless I hear otherwise from anybody watching, for now I'm going to actually show off doing the harder battles. The monastery. A Selene chapter house, a monastery of the Ash Kingdom's primary religion. Okay, so we'll have a cutscene when we leave. We can actually recruit more healers. Let's get another one. Get the palest of the pale boys, okay. Armor. We will get more types of armor, but we don't have anyone else that wears armor. And we're doing really good on scrap, so... Oh, Act 3. If I really wanted more units, I could get them. The gear does not resent the lever, nor the weight, the chain, but each part works in harmony to fulfill the design of its creator. From the second letter of, to read this again, Selenad, that, I don't know, that place, to the seven kingdoms. I'm still having a hard time believing that corpses can do this. The bodies are merely vessels for the spirit that inhabits them. The other world you travel to, the world of spirits, allows you to strike at the essence rather than just the physical host. But what spirit drives them? Zelimir? Yes, through unknown power he fills the bodies of the dead with his own will, to pursue his own dark goals. There are many things I must tell you, Azra, but our time runs short. I shall continue when we are safely outside these walls. Okay, and we're just going. Wow, I got a lot to read next time. I may try some of the ones with armor if I'm high enough level. I think I might be high enough level for them. We'll try next time. But yeah, that's going to be it for this part. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you stick around for more, and thanks for watching.